And it looks like we are now live. Welcome to the first episode of movie discussions in over 2 motherfucking years.
Yeah, our last one was Godzilla -1. Get out of the trash.
Yeah, and we're gonna have to... God knows we're gonna have to do Godzilla -0 when that hits later this year.
Maybe not around the time of release, but like a couple months afterwards.
At the minimum. And if you were present at last week's stream, yeah, I still sound sick as shit. Only now I have spent the last week sounding like I swallowed a bullfrog.
Yeah, it'd be like that, brother.
So if you hear spontaneous coughing fits, that is why.
He's not a smoker.
No, I quit smoking well over a year ago.
Did I just say so did I?
If you did, I didn't catch it.
Well, that's what I meant to say. I think we both quit around the same. Actually, no, you quit. I quit before you did. You said it like a year ago?
Roughly a year-ish, maybe more. It was not something that ever developed into a full habit. But anyways...
Let's just get into it.
Speaking of giant monster movies on budgets that put the average studio tentpole production to shame, for our inaugural return to the movie discussion series, Kaysen has picked the movie for tonight, and also has been kind enough to provide the thumbnail, which you are now looking at. And
Heyo.
and that movie, as you can see, unless you're dyslexic, is Cloverfield, a 2008 found footage movie from Matt Reeves. Yes, Planet of the Apes and the Batman Matt Reeves.
And it's produced by J.J. Abrams, who started the sequel trilogy, Stoned at the Stake.
Yeah, yeah.
But it in 2 days marks 18 years since this movie freaking came out. Because it came out on January 18th, 2008. And will you please get off of me?
Things you can
I
say
need the phone to stay plugged in.
Things
I
you
need the
can
phone to
say,
stay plugged in.
things you can say to your dog, but not your wife.
But if I said that to Lily, she'd fucking kill me. Like, will you please get off me? Well, first she'll give me a chance to correct myself. And if I don't, it's so hard to say goodbye. They buried him in pizza sauce. It was the coolest funeral ever. Everyone got a personal pizza. It was the shit. It was so nice. Yes, I took Gabriel Iglesias' joke and made some changes. I do not give a fuck. Hey, at least I didn't take credit for it.
So Cloverfield,
But,
I had managed to not... Today marks the first time I've ever seen this movie. I had managed to not see it once, or even catch a fleeting glimpse of it once, in the 18 years since it's been out. Largely because giant monster movies are generally not my thing. Which I've made no secret about that in the past, even when I've talked, even when I have praised the Monsterverse or Godzilla -1. Monster movies, extraordinarily hit and miss with me, and found footage movies somehow even more hit and miss with me. And I've talked about...
That cough came at the right time.
Say again?
That cough came at the right time. Anyway.
But, I've said this. I've said this on more than one occasion. When it comes to found footage, if we're to assume the footage we are watching has quote unquote been found, we're to assume that the characters that recorded the footage that we are watching, that the characters we're going to be following for the entire movie, are either dead or MIA. So often I just feel a disconnect between myself and the characters, because I'm just sitting there waiting for the event that results in them going either dead or missing. And it also more or less compounds matters that 90% of found footage movies are just fucking around for an hour or an hour and 10 minutes, and then shit hits the fan in the last 15 or 20. And excuse me for that. And we're supposed to assume that the hour-ish of fucking around is like building tension and suspense and atmosphere, and it's like no, not really. There's building suspense and there's fucking around, and most found footage movies just fuck around. Like,
and this movie is full of Cornish humor.
I'm willing to bet that most of the dialogue in this movie is not scripted. I would be shocked if it was, or it like one of the things that made the acting in Blair Witch Project so raw was that there literally was no script. They had an outline of things of things where they had a basic idea of where the scene was to go, and then they just ran from there.
Yeah. There's a quote in the movie that gave me chills as a kid, but now I just laugh at it, and it's like, I saw it, it's alive, it's huge. Sounds like a line in a porno. But again, I'm just thankful that they didn't give the giant monster. I'm glad they didn't give the giant monster in this film genitals.
Why am I suddenly thinking of like a Wood Rocket parody of a popular movie that Cinema Snob would review in one of his porn review videos?
Oh god, he does porn reviews.
Like Strokemon or 10-inch Mutant Ninja Turtles.
Yeah, that's a no from me, dog. I'm not that down bad.
Suddenly Godzilla vs. Kong takes on a whole new meaning, fucking.
Good God. The R-rated version, perhaps.
Fuck
or
that,
the,
dude.
or the X-rated version.
I was about to say, fuck the R rating. We're going full X for this, motherfucker.
You know, they literally gave there was a movie called Black Scorpion in the 50s about giant scorpions, and they gave a lot of movies X ratings back then. And it wasn't that bad compared to today's standards, but the lady on the poster did look like she wanted to fuck the scorpion.
I don't think the MPAA was around in the 50s. I don't think that came about until the 60s.
Well, still, there are posters where there are some posters, including Rodan, where they gave it like an X adult rating, whatever. But this was before the MPAA was fully in play. I'm just going up by something from one of Brandon Tyndall's reviews. The Canadian who used to be a part of Channel Awesome, but then made his own cult movie review show. He looks like Canadian Dexter. Anyway.
So, Cloverfield. A movie that came about when Jar Jar Abrams was promoting Mission Impossible 3, and part of that promotion was he was in Japan, and he and his son went into a store where they saw shitloads of Godzilla toys, and he was like, hey, where's like our new generation monster movie? we should make an American type of kaiju movie
King Kong.
beyond King Kong, like something that's like genuinely terrifying
Yeah.
versus
Can you?
versus King Kong, which is more or less romanticized.
I apologize. My dog. He climbed underneath the armrest behind me in the chair, and now he's on my lap trying to lick the crumbs of the pizza off the table in front of the controller that I'm currently speaking to you from. Yeah, get down, play with your toy. You act like we don't feed you, you little. Get out of the mother legend trash. I wash my mouth around the kids, but here's a funny thing. They're not here right now.
And they don't watch our show, at least I hope not.
No?
Good.
I mean, Grayson sometimes watches me play Resident Evil, but he's not scared of it, which is concerning. But he watches me play the old ones, not the newer ones. Can you get down? Velcro dog. But anyway, Cloverfield. J.J. Abrams was going on about we need our own monster, and he's set about to do it.
Yeah. Employing Drew Goddard to write this movie, which I assume Goddard again just came up with the storyline, and they I would assume gave the actors like bullet points to hit, because the acting in this movie does feel it follows a linear sequence of events, but I do feel like the performances are predominantly improvised. Like I don't even know what a script for this type of movie would even look like.
Whereas most of it doesn't consist of
Yeah, or Blair Witch Project's script, which like the whole second half of it, it's just Josh.
I scared the shit out of Beef when I did that.
or that one really god awful one from like 10, 11 years ago, The Gallows, where like half the dialogue is just Pfeiffer, Reese, Pfeiffer, Chelsea, Ryan, Reese, Pfeiffer, wash, rinse, fucking repeat.
Dude. That's one of the many movies Lily and her sister invited me to go see back then.
Yeah.
That came out before Force Awakens, right?
Yeah, that came out. That was a summer release.
Oh, so in other words, it's the Force Awakens is the second movie I saw with them. I just forgot about The Gallows. You mentioned it.
Along with everybody else.
Still not as bad as Lights Out.
Well, at least Lights
anyway.
Out. At least Lights Out wasn't found footage.
True. But anyway, back to Cloverfield.
I'm looking at Drew Goddard's background, and it's like, okay, I can see why J.J. Abrams would recruit him for this, considering he wrote on Alias and Lost, which are both J.J. Abrams productions.
Run that by me one more time.
I'm looking at Drew Goddard's filmography, and it's like, okay, I get why Jar Jar Abrams would employ him to write Cloverfield, considering he wrote episodes for Alias and Lost, which were Jar Jar Abrams productions.
Oh, okay. I haven't watched Lost in forever. Alright, what other behind... There's actually a video game in development for this, but it got scrapped, unfortunately.
Was there really?
from what I read and saw back then, yeah, there was a video game coming out, but then they scrapped it at a release. Dude, imagine if they did one today. It would sadly probably be VR.
It wouldn't surprise me. I mean, there is a Paranormal Activity game in VR.
Speaking of horror movie games, Tuesday PS Plus, they're putting a Quiet Place game on there, and I'm gonna maybe play it on the channel.
Do you know if that one's Do you know if that one's in VR? Because that one kind of looked like it would make sense to put it in VR.
Let me go. Let me look it up on the store real fast.
I'd be shocked if it's not.
Get off of me, buddy. Stop. Sit. I will send you out there. Over here. Okay. No, there's no VR.
That's surprising.
It came out October 17, 2024, 31.31 gigabyte minimum, PS5 game streaming support, only with PS Plus premium subscription. It says nothing. But, well, the only thing it says is vibration function and trigger effects supported DualSense wireless controller, but nothing about VR controllers. But apparently it primarily, Beef, can you get down? Play with your toy. I've given you 2 days worth of scratches.
He's like, not good enough.
Yeah, okay. Are you trying to get me to sit on your head? Because, no, seriously. I go to sleep down, he stuck his head on the chair, and I almost sat full ass on his head. I wasn't trying to. Like, Jesus Christ, buddy. He's lucky I love him. He's lucky I love him. But anyway, do we got more behind the scenes stuff to talk about, or are we gonna go into the plot now, or what else you got?
Let's jump into the story right now. So,
yeah, the movie opens with a bunch of flashes between different points in time.
So, this movie is about a guy named Rob. Rob is living in New York with his girlfriend Beth, and he's about to move out to Japan because of his job, and so they're throwing a going away party for him, while his buddy Hud, who is played by T.J. Miller,
of all people,
is recording the events on his camcorder. He's Rob's best friend, so Hud is getting goodbye messages from everybody when something begins tearing up Manhattan Island, and
there's an earthquake.
Yeah, a giant earthquake. The hideous monstrosity that you see in the thumbnail, which apparently is just an infant of whatever the fuck these creatures are supposed to be called, begins tearing ass through Manhattan, actually decapitates the Statue of Liberty, and yeets her head clear across the island, just so they could have an Escape from New York reference.
And honestly, so you know the aftermath of that when they when there's that dust everywhere.
Mm-hmm.
I had one person say I heard one person say they were surprised they let that part slide, considering it probably would have reminded a lot of people too much of 9/11.
I think they were extremely fuck. What am I trying to say? I think they were extremely conscious of, like, self-conscious of the fact that they were going to draw comparisons to 9/11 regardless. Just
Yes.
an outside threat destroying Manhattan or destroying a landmark of New York City.
I was about to say, are the Twin Towers in Manhattan? Do I have that completely wrong?
They were. Yeah, the Twin Towers were they were a key feature of the New York skyline for years.
I only know about what I know about New York from King Kong.
Mm.
Apparently, at one point in time, there was an inflatable King Kong balloon on the Empire State Building. And something about a balloon that caused the tragedy? I don't fucking know. Anyway, yes, a balloon causing a tragedy. It can happen.
Yeah, so I guess somewhere in this confusion, Beth is just completely separated from the rest of the group. everybody's trying to evacuate off the island, off the Brooklyn Bridge, when this thing, I thought it was going to be the fucking Kraken from the way its tentacle just shot up and split the bridge in half.
And killed one of the characters in the process.
Yeah, it kills Rob's brother Jason
While he was trying to get a cell phone signal.
Yeah, somehow Rob's the only one in the entire movie who can get a signal. He must have a really good provider.
Yeah, well, doesn't he also, I don't think of who it was, who went into a phone store, stole a battery just to call, just to hear voice messages.
That would also be Rob.
Womp womp.
Yeah, because his phone dies shortly after the bridge collapses, and they see a group of guys breaking into an electronics store because, of course, mass looting is going to start taking place immediately after the shit hits the fan, because it always fucking does.
Dude, I told you last night, there's literally a comic in development about thieves who track Godzilla's movements and wait for him to attack somewhere to pull off the ultimate heist.
Yeah.
And of course, it's in comic book form and not a frickin' movie.
Yeah, which is weird because I would actually watch that movie.
Settle down, bud.
Yeah, I want to see a movie about people trying to pull off a heist while a fucking kaiju is rampaging through town.
Imagine if that was some sort of DLC for one of the Payday games.
Right?
Doesn't even have to be Godzilla. It can be original kaiju.
Right?
But anyways, aftermath. Basically, the head is destroyed. They catch a brief glimpse of the creature moving across a building, and then they duck down the phone store, and that's when they say, "I saw it. It's alive. It's huge." And yeah. The hell of a thing, dude.
So go figure. The military shows up and immediately starts opening fire on it, and of course doesn't fucking kill it because these goddamn things are always bulletproof.
Somehow. And then there's the shot that there's a shot that I used to make this thumbnail. As they're running, they look up and see the creature roaring down at them. Which is funny because when I saw this as a kid, I remember them not revealing it till the end of the movie, but I digress.
Right. You know, I can almost buy the whole. There are times where I can buy the found footage gimmick. It's like, okay, HUD is just recording to record. The stock. Well, people have a right to know what's going on here. It's like, I swear there are times where
you're gonna die anyway.
I swear there are times where he has forgotten he's even holding the fucking camera.
I was about to say, you're all gonna be fucking dead by the end of this thing anyway.
Yeah, or it's like there's definitely, you can tell where the character ends and the actor working under direction begins, because there's parts where, yeah, the camera just happens to capture the right frame at the right moment and holds on it for the exact right amount of time, because that's
totally realistic, you guys.
Because that's how people fucking film.
This is totally realistic, you guys.
And it's like,
for real this time.
It's like, no, you could just have the movie be from the perspective of the National Guard, and just have it being, we're just looking at the footage through their helmet cams. Let's face it. If that direct sequel, JJ, like in Rec 2, Rec 2 did that with a SWAT team.
And let's just face it, if J.J. Abrams is gonna do a movie, if he's gonna do like a direct sequel to this, like he's been talking about for years, it's probably gonna be from the perspective of the military, even if they say it's not gonna be found footage.
Considering he hasn't put anything out in a while.
Well, he announced it like 6 or 7 years ago.
Well,
apparently he's taking his sweet-ass time on it.
Yeah, well, I'm not seeing anything related to it in his upcoming section on his IMDb page. He hasn't directed anything since Rise of Skywalker, and his next movie, The Great Beyond, has nothing to do with this concept.
The Great Beyond sounds like something out of Land Before Time.
I forget what it's supposed to be about, but I'm just seeing that Glenn Powell and Jenna Ortega and Sam Jackson are going to be in it.
You mean Samuel? I take it you mean Samuel L. Jackson?
Yes. And
that motherfucker's getting old.
And it's Samuel L. motherfucking Jackson.
That motherfucker's getting old. I think he turns 80. I think he turns 80 this year. I think he turns 80 this year.
Yeah.
Because he was born in the late 40s.
So getting back to Cloverfield.
Let's go.
Do we want to go through the entire start to finish plot? We probably should have settled on that before we fired up the stream.
I think we should. I need the distraction.
Okay.
But it's not going to take that long anyway. We're basically at the 25% mark anyway.
Yeah. The National Guard opens fire. Nothing. Of course, it's just shrugging off their fucking bullets. So while our intrepid heroes dip down into the subway, where Rob apparently is still able to get a cellular signal, which apparently that's not movie bullshit. Apparently, New York City has set up cellular systems in inside of their subways so that people can still get a cell signal and place a call in the event of an emergency.
Well, let's also not forget the monster is shedding literal dog-sized parasites.
Yep.
It's been years, and I still crack up when they show it on the news. And there's that one soldier who runs away holding his helmet like, fuck this shit, I'm running. You remember seeing that soldier? Like, he's like, fuck this shit, I'm running. It's when they're showing it on the news.
Yeah.
And it shows a soldier firing at the parasites, and he just turns around and starts running.
Right.
Like, and the way he's holding his helmet and holding gun in one hand is like, this shit, I'm running.
Leroy Jenkins.
Yep. Let's face it, he probably made the right call anyway. Because, well, you know what's going on. They go into the freaking tunnels where they encounter some of these parasites. And apparently Marlena is giving the camera guy shit about not knowing who Superman is.
Oh yeah, so it's this little group. It's two guys and two girls. You've got HUD, you've got Rob, you've got Jason's fiance Lily, and the chick that HUD has a crush on, Marlena. They're giving each other shit. They're giving each they're just giving each other shit in the tunnels when you start hearing that little skittering around, and it's like, and HUD so apparently HUD's camera has both a flashlight and a night vision mode, and night vision mode is the only way they can see these parasites. It's a fun little encounter with them in the tunnels. One of them happens to bite Marlena.
I was about to say, did I mention that already? I can't remember if I did. If I did, then okay, but I can't remember if I did.
I don't think you did.
But it's while she's trying to play hero and fight it off the cameraman, and then one jumps on her and bites her. Keep this scene in mind for later.
Yeah. And by later, we mean in about 5 adjacent minutes.
Yeah, because I guess while they're going through the sewers, they come across a military checkpoint.
So, once they come out of the subway tunnels, they end up inside of a Bloomingdale's where the National Guard has set up a field hospital.
Wasn't there a guy like casually strolling along on a horse?
There was a horse with an empty carriage crossing an intersection.
I was about to say, do you not know what's been going on?
I want to say it was after the scene in the field hospital, or it might have been before they went into the subway. I want to say it was after. It was between the field hospital and where they go next. But
go ahead.
But Marlena starts bleeding from her eyes, gets taken away by a biohazard team, and through lighting and shadows, we see that her body swells up and just explodes, just like a boomer from Left 4 Dead.
Yep. I have to step away for a second. I'll be right back.
No, you're good. I will say, this movie, some of the... Like this is a PG-13 movie, and there are some scenes where it does get, like... The scene where Marlena explodes, or... there's a couple of dead bodies that you see at a couple points in the movie where it's like, wow, how did they manage to get away with a PG-13 rating Like, how did these not get them an instant R? Like, what was it just because? Was it just because of the lack of swearing? Like, I've seen that in movies before, like, where they're trying, like, years ago when movies actually wanted to have an R rating, and they couldn't get the R rating because of the movie itself, so they would just have characters swear a lot. It's like, he said fuck 3 times. You gotta bump it up. That's actually, a fun fact, that's actually how John Carpenter's Christine got the R rating. They couldn't get an R rating. I just threw my fucking pen. They couldn't get an R rating off of the movie itself, so they just had characters say the word fuck a bunch of times. Need to get some water. I should say, needed to down some water. I'm really trying to there like I said before, there are certain scenes, or I said this to Case, and I don't remember if I said this during the stream or not. I know I said it to him before the stream.
I'm back.
I was just saying how, like I look at this movie the same way I look at the way this movie is shot, the same way I look at the Blair Witch Project, where
totally realistic.
Where I get the appeal of the found footage gimmick, but it's like, how much better would this movie look if they just shot it like a normal movie?
I honestly would like it either way. I mean, it's about a giant monster. You know how I am about giant monsters.
Yeah, but just considering how much better it would look in if they dropped the found footage and they actually shot it like a normal movie, as opposed to we're gonna make it look like this was shot by somebody by any rando off the street with all the shaky cam and all that nonsense. Yeah, except the camera's like really herky jerky, except when we absolutely need it to not be. Case in point, after the field hospital scene, where they find out that the military is going to execute what's called Hammer Down Protocol, which is a saturation bombing of Manhattan Island, which is like a last minute, which is like a last resort type of thing.
The killing the monster.
Yeah, to kill the monster, but it also completely just destroyed Manhattan Island, which, I mean, New York City's kind of a shithole.
Especially nowadays. I mean, those soldiers probably saw what it was going to be like in the future, and they said, let's use this as an excuse to just get rid of the problem right away.
Yeah, let's just save the rest of this city before Zoran Mamdani fucks it all up entirely.
Right.
Or his immediate predecessors. But anyways,
let's go.
Right out of the field hospital, they go to Beth's apartment building, which is apparently, like, part of it is broken off and leading into another building. So they have to go up to the 57th floor of this one, of the nearby building, and walk across the roof of the and walk across the roof to the other one, to go down inside to get Beth out. It's supposed to be tense, but it just comes off as
Mission Impossible.
It comes off as, this is just bullshit we needed to throw in to make the situation harder for them.
And I swear, one of the monster roars that played during that scene, I swear it's a reusing of the troll roar from Lord of the Rings. Because one of the roars sounds like the troll from Lord of the Rings.
Mm.
The Peter Jackson films.
Right.
Also, why do... Ever notice in Lord of the Rings movies, even though supposedly all trolls are different, they all have the same exact roar?
I never really thought about that.
Well, you know me, I overanalyze shit.
Meanwhile, I underanalyze. It's like I'm just trying to watch I'm just trying to watch a movie.
Thing. But anyway, they talk about the Hammer Down Protocol, and you know, guess what happens to be nearby? A couple of choppers.
Well, yeah, the last evac choppers out of Manhattan before they firebomb the joint. Lily, on her own, gets put on one chopper. We don't know if it gets wrecked or not, but the chopper that Rob, Beth, and Hud ends up in, yeah, from their chopper they can see they see the monster being attacked with being firebombed with Mark 82s. And it goes down for like 2 seconds before leaping up at of course the helicopter that has the three of our main characters left, and causes it to crash in Central Park. Where, of course, the only ones still alive from the chopper crash, not the National Guardsmen who were piloting it, no, just Hud, Rob, I almost called him Rod, but it's like, wrong monster disaster movie. That's Birdemic. Rob, Hud, and Beth.
I'm sorry, I just have to say this. You said Rod, and that just makes me think of Cinema Sins Nightmare on Elm Street video where it says Tina allows Rod to stick his rod inside of her. Oh, Jesus. That movie was full of weirdness.
Oh, my lord.
Anyways. And of course, I think it was HUD, but one of them decides that when this is the first we see our clearest shot of the monster, right? While it's getting absolutely bombed the shit out of.
Yeah, like where we get a full view. Hey, Random Gamer, what's happening, brother?
Random Gamer, what's up?
Don't mind us. We're just yapping about Cloverfield.
But
yeah.
Apparently, HUD decides to tempt fate. He decides to tempt fate and say, "Yeah, that's a shit right there," and then the monster lunges at the chopper.
Well, yeah, because there's always got to be that scene where the guy opens his mouth and immediately proclaims victory, just for the writer to be an exceptionally cruel mistress. I mean, what's that line from the first Max Payne? You'd find out that Lady Luck was really a hooker and you were fresh out of cash.
Yep. That's about right. Lady Luck is a hooker and you're out of cash.
Somehow Rob, Beth, and HUD are the only people who survived the chopper crash. Oh yeah, that game is the shit.
Wait. I thought there were 3 people who survived because there's a one of them who gets bitten in half by a monster.
That's what I just said. Rob survives, Beth survives, and HUD survives the crash.
Oh, sorry, my brain shit itself.
Where is that?
HUD stands there.
Where is that clip?
And if you close your eyes, does it
come on.
almost feel like you're not retarded at all? And if you close your eyes...
Okay, that's enough out of you, sir. Fuck you. Fuck you.
I believe what you mean is
Fuck you, son!
I can't do it as perfectly as Brian Cox, but okay.
I would be able to do it, but I still sound like I swallowed a bullfrog, so...
But anyway, it stands there like a stupid person while the creature looks at him, almost curiously, like it wants to say hi, and it literally, there's no getting around it. It literally bites his ass in half. And literally, somehow it doesn't eat the camera, too.
I'm shocked that it didn't eat the camera.
And Jason runs over and tries to grab the camera.
Rob,
fuck.
yeah, Jason's been dead like 3/4 of this movie by now. There's no pressing X to Jason like in Heavy Rain.
That just makes me think of Degger Shadow's review of, anyway, the guy in the hockey mask. Jason! No, not that one. It plays that soundbite over a picture of Jason from Freddy vs. Jason.
Nah.
Actually, no, I think part 6. But it was, they were talking about Jason Gordon-Levitt in Halloween H2O. You know, the one character I wanted to die.
Right.
Dude, I skate for the fucking dome.
Which reminds me, now that you mentioned Joseph Gordon-Levitt, I was hoping that either I'm looking up. I was hoping either Brick or Looper would be on a free streaming thing so that we could feature those on movie discussions, because those are two really, really solid movies. But
right.
They're not on anything free at the moment. I've got the DVD for them, but you know,
I can see about. Well, we can always screen share and watch it together. Just saying.
But I can't play the DVD off of my laptop because it doesn't have a CD drive.
Fuck. Does the PS4 play discs?
Yeah, but it won't hook up to a capture card with so you have to go into the settings and set it in a way that it will not play like a DVD or Blu-ray movies, just to be able to get it to connect to a capture card. So I'm going to have to see if I can somehow plug my Blu-ray player, which is in my living room, to my Elgato.
And if it's going to be too much of a hassle, don't worry about it.
Oh, well,
it was just a suggestion.
I'll figure something out. But anyways,
but
HUD's dead.
Rob grabs the camera.
And they're stuck in Central Park with that monster on their ass. The air raid sirens are going off, which means the whole fucking joint's about to go up. And Rob and Beth take shelter under the Gray Shot Arch, which immediately starts crumbling as they start recording their last testimony of the day's events. And then as they proclaim their love for one another, the bombing commences and the camera freezes before cutting to the end of the tape, which is pre-recorded footage of their trip to Coney Island.
And if you pay close attention in the sky, in it, you see a satellite falling out of the sky. It's also worth noting that at the end of the credits, when you hear, "Please help us," or something like that. If you play it backwards, it says it's still alive.
Fun fact, that voice is actually the director, Matt Reeves.
Oh, so you actually stuck around for the credits.
Yeah, I did. I did stick around for that part, which I love when directors. I love when directors insert their own little cameos like that, like in the first Halloween. The guy voicing Annie's boyfriend on the phone is actually John Carpenter.
And wasn't he like 30 at the time?
I want to say so, but I think the actress playing Annie was in her 20s then.
Yeah, well, wasn't there like something in the beginning or end where it says something about being Cloverfield?
Something
Like it's like a military tape or something?
Oh, for this movie, so it's like at the beginning of the movie and at the end, it's like this is recovered footage. This is property of like the Department of Defense, top secret, classified, that kind of bullshit.
And don't they refer to the creature as like a large scale aggressor or LSA?
That part I don't remember.
I think they say something along the lines of that during the military hospital scene. Also, the way Marlena fucking exploded, like you said, a boomer from
Left 4 Dead.
Well, you say boomer from Left 4 Dead. I say suicider from Dead Island.
Hey, either one's applicable.
You know, the one that looks like he's covered in like fucking large ass welts.
Yeah.
And you get too close, he fucking detonates.
Yeah. Or giant tumors.
And if you listen closely, it almost seems like they're asking you for help.
They are. They're saying, like, I've heard two lines coming from the suiciders. They'll either say, "Help me," or they'll say, "Kill me."
I mean, they both have the same meaning. In other words.
Yeah.
I think it's safe to say if we were in that situation, we would want them to kill us.
Yeah.
Speaking of which, I might do the main stories to Dead Island and Dead Island Riptide on the channel. But anyway, back to Cloverfield. The movie ends and just it's still alive. Yada yada. The end.
Yeah. And
now, do you want to briefly dive into 10 Cloverfield Lane?
So I have not watched 10 Cloverfield Lane. I have not watched Cloverfield Paradox, so I am not qualified to talk about those movies. And unlike
we can at least bring up the fact they're both written around purchased scripts.
Okay, was that the case for Cloverfield Paradox? Because I knew that was the case for 10 Cloverfield Lane. It was a complete.
Yeah, they bought a script called God Particle and just worked it into a Cloverfield film and kept the God Particle in the film.
That's really fucking lazy.
Well, the movie ends with a giant Cloverfield monster coming out of the clouds. Because, yeah, get this, folks. I don't know if I said this yet, but one of us said it. But this monster is a fucking infant of the species it's from.
Yeah, the creature we get in the first Cloverfield is just the infant form.
Just the baby.
So I imagine a fully grown, it would look like the what are they called? The spirits or the guardians from Majora's Mask. I forget what they were called. I forget what they were called because I haven't played Majora's Mask. I've only read the manga, and it's been a while. The Giants. Okay. I just looked it up. It was the Giants.
If I remember correctly, they're fucking huge.
They are.
Well, according to Cloverfield Paradox, the fully grown ones, the fully grown Cloverfield monsters, they go above the clouds. Yeah, imagine that stomping across the earth. Like, Like, no wonder they're pissed off. They can't fucking breathe.
Okay, now I just wanted somebody to take a clip of that one monster sticking its head out of the clouds and just insert the audio of Rick Moranis in Spaceballs during his introduction scene. It's like, I can't breathe in this thing.
If I do a review of it, I'll say, what if the reason they're so aggressive is because they can't fucking breathe? And just show the monster popping out and Rise of Wars, it says, I can't breathe in this thing.
Right.
But we don't get copyrighted.
Oh. I should mention this is the third movie I watched today, which is funny because and it's funny when you consider the first two movies I watched today were not in any way monster movie adjacent. They were actually old French crime films from the 1970s.
Right.
Which had very little. This movie is a lot of characters talking and screaming and their words stumbling over each other. The movies I watched, very minimalist, very minimal dialogue, like dialogue when they needed it.
Right.
And they were from a director named Jean-Pierre Melville, and they were called Le Cercle Rouge and Un Flic. They both have heist scenes. Well, Le Cercle Rouge has a heist scene in the second half of the movie that has absolutely no dialogue for roughly a half hour.
Wonder how much he was paid.
Well, considering Jean-Pierre Melville also wrote the movie.
Huh. I don't see that often. Yeah,
which we probably should feature one of his movies on our next movie discussion, because his movie Les Samurai is on Tubi last I checked. Funny enough, it has nothing to do with samurai.
Yeah, that's like when I think I saw this movie on Brandon Tennant's channel called Blue Monkey, but it wasn't about a blue monkey, about a giant bug. Like one of those, like, okay, if you're gonna title a movie, at least make it accurate to the fucking plot.
Right. Like Un Flic literally translates to a cop. Well, it is primarily about a cop working to catch a professional group of thieves.
Yeah. This was an interesting conversation.
Yeah.
But also we're noting that 10 Cloverfield Lane wasn't meant to be a Cloverfield film. It was written around a script originally titled The Cellar.
Yeah, and then they Jar Jar Abrams. Sorry.
They pulled a Hellraiser.
Yeah, then Jar Jar Abrams like Jimmy rigged it into a Cloverfield movie, or a spiritual successor to Cloverfield.
Only difference is this movie involved actual aliens and John Goodman.
Yeah. John Goodman before he lost the weight.
John Goodman talking about monsters. You know, every time he says monster, I think back to a certain movie from our childhoods. Monsters, Inc.
Oh. My
he did the voice of... I'm sorry, what?
My dumbass brain was flying over to Flintstones like, really? Flintstones? I forgot about Monsters, Inc.
Yeah, he voices Sully the Blue Monster. Well, I think it's Steve Buscemi who voices Mike Wazowski.
Billy Crystal voices Mike Wazowski.
Just Steve Buscemi voice Randall,
Yeah.
the purple dickhead lizard.
Yep.
It's like when he was in Kong Skull Island and he said, "Monsters exist." I can't help but feel like that's supposed to be some form of reference to when he voiced the monster in a Disney movie. Frickin' Mike Wazowski's love interest was voiced by none other than frickin' Jennifer Tilly from Chucky. And that one person from Family Guy. I just want to talk to him.
I just want to talk to him. He says,
I give this. Go ahead.
he says as he calmly loads a shotgun.
Chris talking to Leon. Claire trying to stop Chris from talking to Leon would be like.
I love how that meme is solely dependent on the idea that Chris that Chris can't get laid.
I mean, if he wants to continue the Redfield bloodline, obviously Jill has the hots for you.
Right?
But around the time of Resident Evil Requiem, they're both in their mid-50s, so it might be already too late.
Well, we don't know anything about their private lives, so if
I
they,
mean, we know that one of the characters from Outbreak had a daughter named Grace.
yeah,
And it's like I said last night, what if a Resident Evil Requiem, it's like a new... They say it's supposed to be closing a door on an era. What if the new era is like... What if it's revealed that the other Outbreak characters also had children, and they also have the daylight vaccine from the final scenario inside of them? And they sort of become like this. They sort of become like the new regulars, like a passing of the torch kind of deal.
that's not a bad idea. Although, good luck getting any of Capcom's female staff members to go on board with that, because they're too busy thirsting over Leon.
Did I ever send you the AI-generated image of Leon and Claire outside of Capcom headquarters, and it's like a Snapchat-style selfie saying, "We're protesting for our own game"?
I don't think you did.
It was like it came out like right after it was revealed it was officially revealed Leon was going to be in the game. Dude, the way in the third trailer, the way that zombie flew away when Leon kicked it. I just put the sound over that. But we're just jaw-jacking about shit that has nothing to do with Cloverfield now.
Yeah.
But I give this movie a solid... I liked it, so I'm going to give it like at least 9.5. 9.5 out of 10.
Which, I mean, you're way more into monster movies than I am. So that I don't like the idea of assigning number grades to or I don't like the idea of assigning numbers to rating a movie, but like as the title suggests, I feel like this movie is it's aight. I don't regret it. I don't regret watching it, but I'm not in a hurry to rewatch it.
And sometime in the future, we'll probably get around to 10 Cloverfield Lane and Cloverfield Paradox.
Yeah,
well, that's if there's a way to. If there's now a way to watch Cloverfield Paradox besides Netflix.
I mean, I still have Netflix because I actually ended up not canceling my Netflix, but I did downgrade my subscription, so so now I'm paying $8 a month instead of $18 a month.
Yeah, remember when it was $8? Remember it was just $8 a month and no ads?
Yeah, but hey, all those
free.
all those shitty originals, all those shitty over budgeted original projects aren't going to finance themselves.
Yeah, don't you get like only access to certain things with ad subscription?
I don't know. I hope not.
Well, I'll see if I can find a way to watch it besides Netflix. Unless my dad or Lily wants to let me borrow their credit cards just so I can make a free trial and then cancel after I'm done watching it.
Don't do that. I mean, like I said, I still have a Netflix subscription, so we could probably screen share it.
I mean, that's up to you, man. That's up to you. But that honestly, if it's still a Netflix exclusive after 8 years, then I don't know what to say.
I don't know, but I gotta mute the mic for a minute because I gotta go to the John really bad.
Okie doke.
So I'm gonna let you yap to the chat for the next few minutes.
Sounds good. We're an hour and 6 minutes in. Okay. So, and about so as y'all may have noticed, part 4, I think it was, of Devil May Cry 3 went up. And long story short, I still have yet to upload part 5. I know what I said on my community post, but at the very least, it's there. I just have to upload and schedule it. And after I do Devil May Cry 3, I think I'm going to skip straight into Devil May Cry 4 because I'm trying not to get burnout on Resident Evil before Resi 19 drops. And it comes out in a little over a month. So I'm going to, and I don't know if I'm going to do like a blind playthrough of it when I get it, or if I want to, I don't know if I want to do a blind playthrough, or if I want to do what I normally do, which is play through it first and then record a playthrough in New Game Plus if it has New Game Plus. It probably doesn't, but most games I play on the channel don't. And I would like to be able to, my brain is shitting itself, but I would like to be able to get an idea of what's on the game first and then do a playthrough. But I have over a month to decide. Next Friday, when we go back to reacting on our stream, I have a special video for you. I'm talking about the top 5 of the worst creeps on YouTube. Give you a hint of who we're talking about. We're going to be talking about EDP, Colleen Ballinger, EDP 445, Colleen Ballinger, Dr. Disrespect, Shane Dawson, and James Charles. And before y'all come at me, my issue with James Charles has nothing to do with him. It has nothing to do with him being gay. It has to do with the fact that he is a very fucking creep. You know, trying to convince straight men that they're actually gay. Oh, and let's not forget sending inappropriate pictures to minors. And it's like, if you're gonna be gay, be gay. Just don't be creepy. Like, don't do creepy shit. I lost respect. I don't think I've ever had respect for James Charles. He always seemed like a bit of a drama queen. But like I said, my issue with him is not because he's gay, but it's because he is very predatory towards both straight men and minors. He said he's attracted to straight men. But like I said, I'm not homophobic. But I'm very, let's just say I hate predators. I don't like predators. I was about to say predator phobic, but I don't know if that's an actual word. Chris, you back yet? Yes, no. Yes, no. Oh, there he is.
Alright, I'm back.
Thank God, I was dying.
Oh, sorry, I had to go.
You gotta take a shit. You gotta take a shit.
Yeah.
And you didn't take your phone. I know you did. I know you did it quickly because you didn't take your phone with you. And if I take my phone with me, it goes from like 4 or 5 minutes to like 15 minutes.
Yeah.
But I was talking about plans for playthroughs, and I was also talking about plans for playthroughs. I was also talking about how I have a Predator video coming next week.
Ooh.
That's gonna drop. Well, you'll have to let me know before today when you plan on what time you plan on doing it, so I can schedule it for like right when it or around when we start the stream.
Okay.
We're talking about EDP 445, Miranda Sings,
Yeah, that
Dr.
kind
Disrespect,
the
Jane
Chris
Dawson,
Hansen
James
type.
Jones.
The Chris Hansen type.
Well, I'm just talking about people and their sins. I also plan on doing a video of YouTubers I lost respect for in 2025, and it's real. I only got 3 right now.
Mm.
I'll say a couple of them: Ali Coca and Internet Anarchist.
Mm.
It's kind of, I'm sorry, I found it hard to like him after he called Chris Hansen a grifter. But it's like, Chris Hansen spent his career catching predators. What have you done besides exploit drama on YouTube?
Right.
Well, it's not that. It's the fact that allegedly he's completely copied other people's videos.
Mm.
But anyway.
Well, when your entire channel system is predicated on uploading multiple shorts daily,
What are we talking about?
oh, I thought you were talking about Ali Coca.
I was talking about Internet Anarchist.
Mm.
He called Chris Hansen a grifter, and he supposedly copied Ellis Moore's video on James Corden.
Well, and in his case, when your entire business model is on weekly video essays.
I mean, I don't mind video essays, but just have some integrity and don't copy other people.
Especially if you have a team. I assume he has a team of writers that give him the material, and he just regurgitates it.
We need Sunny B2 to come back.
As opposed to Rich over at Angry Cops, who is a full-time police officer and does his actual research. His thing is just that he has a video editor.
Yeah, his video editor is fucking great sometimes.
Yep.
But I'm trying to think of who it was. I'm trying to think of which video it was, but apparently he used I think it was one of the Sarah Kavanaugh videos where he used a clip of Mr. Krabs saying, "I like money."
I mean,
Dude,
he's used that on a few ones.
Dude, couple years ago, when we looked at that Unholy trilogy, he roasted the shit out of that woman.
Well, I mean, the guy's a drill sergeant. Roasting people's part of his job description.
And also, and roasting someone who committed stolen valor. And I'm with you when you say that stolen valor should get life in prison. Because if you're going to commit stolen valor, you should not be allowed to be free, because that type of stupid is very dangerous.
Hmm.
But anyway, we go back to reaction streams next week.
Mm-hmm. And
let's just hope that I don't end up just audio only.
yeah.
But if it is, at least I'll still be able to I'm actually able to hear videos through the controller very well. So if it doesn't work and I have to do audio only, then we'll just say fuck it and go with it.
All right.
But overall thoughts on Cloverfield?
Well, like I said earlier, it has its moments. I'm just I don't see myself as being in a hurry to rewatch it, but I don't regret watching it for the show.
It definitely was appropriate for this particular segment of our weaponized autism empire.
Yeah, it's one of the few found footage movies that doesn't render me comatose, so it gets just that little bit.
Well, wait till we talk about Apollo 18.
Or Gacy House.
Have you seen Apollo 18?
I actually have not.
Well, supposedly it's about where they go for apparently there's not even an Apollo 18 in real life, and there's a reason the DVD cover says there's a reason we never went back to the moon. For years, I thought it was some type of supernatural shit, but no, it's fucking crab rock spiders.
Mm-hmm.
Moon rock spiders look like crabs, and not the crabs you get, and not the kind of crabs Charlie Harper gets.
Right. Well, I would say that should be for our next bottom of the bin, but I think we already agreed that we were going to do Bone Tomahawk for our next one.
Yeah, it depends on if it's on anything I'm watching.
Well, Apollo 18 is on Tubi. And
I'm talking about the movie we're doing in a couple weeks.
And Bone Tomahawk is also on Tubi.
Yeah, when we get off the stream and or call, do me a favor and send me the actual title to it.
Okay.
So I know how to spell it. I'm assuming the first word is boom.
No, it's bone.
Bone. No. God damn it, Kason. Okay. Bone.
Tomahawk.
Okay. Bone Tomahawk.
Yes.
That's easy to remember. God damn it. Why am I stupid? But anyways, React stream next week. I imagine the time we've been away from it, there's a lot of juicy stuff we can look at.
There's definitely some good ones.
Well, we might end up starting with my Predator video. Wait till you see the thumbnail.
Oh boy.
It's just me in my RPD uniform going, oh boy, here we go, while the names of the people I'm talking about are to the left, the right of me.
Mm-hmm.
I gave myself PTSD looking into their histories. Well, I tried not to sound like other YouTubers talking about them. But I think we should, I think if we're done talking about Cloverfield, we should probably cut it.
Yeah, that works for me.
Unless you have more you want to talk about.
I think I'm good.
Yeah, I said all I need to say.
Alrighty, well, if that does it, then that concludes this week's stream. We appreciate everyone who stopped by. And join us for the shit blizzard next Friday.
We're gonna have some fun.
We gonna have us some fun. Catch you later.